Hello, welcome pen friends. A happy Saturday, and I hope you're having a good pen day. It's really hot here in South Texas, but I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to give my opinions on a little pocket pen, the Kaweco Sport, well known and well reviewed. So I'm going to think of this more as my opinions about the pen and my experience with it rather than a review. But I'll give you, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and that kind of thing, and some measurements too. It's just that this has been done, by plenty of people. But I want to try it, and I just want to say I got mine last August. I purchased it in August of 2017 from Goulet Pens. And what I liked the best about it, as my reason for buying it, was that it's a pocket pen and it's a demonstrator. And so I really wanted one bad. I was really crazy about how it looks. And it was my first Kaweco, and I already had a Lamy at that time, so I had some really good experiences with the Lamy. But let's just say that my experience with it when I got it was rough. I got it with a medium nib. So this is what it looks like when I wrote with it and everything. I've got Noodler's Navajo Turquoise in there, and I love that matchup, and I'm sticking with it. I tried a few other things, but I just really like it in this pen. So I got a medium nib on it, and I was excited because it has 3 different ways it can fill. You can use a standard international cartridge, you can eyedropper it, which that's what I have right now. I finally eyedroppered it. And you could also use a little piston converter, which I have, but I don't like. And we could talk about that for a second. I put it in, and I didn't feel secure about it staying, and then it has this little plunger type mechanism, and I didn't like that either. So I did work with it. I tried it, but I just didn't feel like it was working well. I felt like what I had tried first was it came with a cartridge, so I just kept refilling, cleaning out and refilling the cartridge. And that worked better than this did for me. But that's, keeping in mind that now I've been a year and a half in the hobby. But at the time, I was just starting out, really. It hadn't been that long. So I'd been less than 6 months. So it wasn't, or right around 6 months or so. Anyway, I didn't like this. It was $5. No big deal. I haven't thrown it away, but I didn't like it. So basically, there's a lot going for it, even though I had some issues. First of all, it just really looks cool. And I just love the uniqueness of it, and the color, and the way it's a demonstrator. And then it has a really large capacity as an eyedropper pen, I believe. I mean, it's more than 2.5 mils. And it's precise, I'm not sure, but it's closer to 3, I think. And then you have tons of cartridge options, way beyond what Kaweco sells. But they have some really nice cartridges, unique colors. I love this ruby red. I've only got 2 left of this. I've used this in other pens too, and I just purchased these, the sunrise orange, so I'm not yet knowing what it looks like. But you got not just what Kaweco has, but all the standard international cartridges to pick from. And then the fact that it's a demonstrator, if you all that have been on my channel a while, I really love demonstrators. So, but my pen came with nib issues, and really serious nib issues, and I hadn't run into anything like that. So here I was, I popped in the cartridge, and I knew that I had it in there right, because it would kind of write intermittently, and it has that beautiful medium nib on it, and I was seeing what it could do. I was seeing good writing, but then it would stop. It would just a little bit, and then it would stop. And so I had to do a lot of research, and I learned about baby's bottom, and I learned about how to use the loop to look at it to see what was going on with that little nib. And sure enough, it did have a really pronounced little baby's rear end. And so I had to work on it, but I didn't dare use anything but micro mesh. So I worked and worked and worked over the weekend that I got it. Now, in thinking about doing this video, I was thinking to myself, why didn't I just return it? Or why didn't I call, Brian and Rachel Goulet and say, this pen doesn't write, or it doesn't write correctly. I just was so excited about the pen. I really believe that's what it was, because I know they would have, helped me or exchanged it or something, And since then, I've found out that people that get the fine nibs don't often have that issue. That apparently it's an issue with medium and broad, you know, the bigger nibs. And medium is my standard that I like. And then I'm getting into broad and also stub nibs now. So this pen is still available. It's available at Pen Chalet for $27. I know I paid somewhere between $24 and $26, but I can't find the slip, and at the time I was getting ready for this, Goulet's site was down. I probably could go back in now. It was somewhere right around that I paid. So let's do a little comparison. Let's just compare it to a couple other pocket pens, because I think that kind of helps. It helps me anyway. And of course, these are all in different price ranges. So here is the Kaweco Sport, and then here's the Moonman Mini pen. And in a minute, I'll post them all so you can see. And then this is the Pilot Petite one. So we're talking about, like for this one, we're talking about $3 or so for this pen. And this one was under $15. So so it's like we're going up in price, because here this one was around $25 or $26. And then, of course, this is the TWSBI Mini, which it's hard. It's not a really good comparison, because this is a piston filler right off the bat, and it's much more out of the league of the others because of the price point. It was $60. This is a TWSBI Mini all. So, but I put it here anyway as a comparison in size and everything. And let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and post them all. Oh, that's right. I forget sometimes. I've got a cheaper one. I'm not going to show a knockoff of this. I did a video on the Wing Sung 3007, but I'm having issues with that pen, so we're going to revisit that one of these days. So I didn't bring it out today. I don't want to encourage that one until I see what's going on with mine. Okay, so we're still looking at a little smaller there when it's posted. And I believe, if I remember correctly, these two were the closest in size. They were very, very close. And then this one's a little shorter, but it has more girth. And then here's the TWSBI Mini. It screws to post, and it's the longest of these. Okay, so that kind of gives you a little bit of a comparison. But here's the measurements that I took, and they're not precise because I don't have calipers or anything. But so you know, capped 116 millimeters, and it would be 4 3/16 inches, and then uncapped, it's really tiny. It's really tiny. I can write with it because I got tiny hands, and I still have a place for it to lean. But I've seen people that wouldn't even be able to do that. So, so uncapped 101 millimeters, 3 and almost, well, it's almost 4 inches, but not quite. And then posted, we're talking about 135 millimeters, or 5 4/16, which isn't too bad. I mean, it does compare pretty well to your Pilot Petite one. And of course, like I said, my hands are small, so I it's not a good judge. I guess it's small to medium hands. So, and now that I have fixed this, now that the nib writes so smoothly, you saw the writing was great. I mean, I think it writes great. I love it. I love how it writes, and I especially love it with that Noodler's Navajo turquoise. But my question to myself when I'm reviewing or talking about pens is always, would I buy it again? And right at this time, I wouldn't buy it again. I don't have any. I've seen some. They're beautiful. You know, they're out there in different colors and everything, but I had that experience was kind of rough on me. And I don't really want to go through that again. Although, at the time, to me, $26 was a lot, because I hadn't got, you know, sort of, I hadn't got conditioned to the price of fountain pens. I was still thinking about $2 or $3 for a, you know, a gel pen. So, at the time, this seemed like a lot. And now, of course, if I bought a pen like the TWSBI, if I had to work on the nib, I'd be miserable, unhappy. I wouldn't be acceptable to me, but that's just my opinion. And I never have. All the TWSBIs I've gotten have been really smooth, you know. Same thing with the Lamis, but sometimes the Lamis have been dry, but that's a different issue and a different cure. But for some reason, I still am not tempted to get another one of this. But it's not because I think it's a horrible pen. I think I got unlucky. and I got one that had a baby's bottom on the nib, clearly, and it just was not good till I put in several hours, you know, working on it. And because I didn't dare at the time to use anything more of a grit, I just used the micro mesh, and just kept on going at it. It took quite a bit of patience to work on the nib. So I think that's pretty much what I had to say. You know, it falls in that mid-range for me, you know, for pens, and low end for some, I'm sure. But I still don't want to pay $26 and then have to spend a weekend or whatever, or several hours working on the nib. But let's see. So, like I said, I got it because I like the looks. I like the fact that it's a pocket pen and a demonstrator and everything. This could change my opinion that I don't want another one. It could change. But right at this moment, I just wouldn't put $26 toward another one. That's all. And that's a very kind of a weird little personal experience or whatever. But that's what happened to me. But I love that you can fill it so many different ways, that you could use just the cartridge, you could refill the cartridge, you can eyedropper it, and I didn't have any trouble with the eyedroppering, even though I have with every other pen. Let's see where I'm at for the, I don't know if you could see, I'm not halfway yet, but I haven't had any trouble with this. I could see, you know, a little bit going on there, but I haven't gotten anything on my hands, so that's good. I've been happy with that. So that's pretty much what I have to say about the pen. I wouldn't get the converter. I don't think it's worth a nickel, but that's, you know, it's probably just that I don't like this style, and I didn't feel like it was feeding right and everything, but I don't have the experience, you know, the true experience to know for sure if it was just, you know, what was to be expected, or if it was just my, you know, my own inexperience. So anyway, that's that. And I do have a crystal for today. It's several crystals, so I'm going to move these pens out of the way here. And if you have a Kaweco, let me know, or an Ice Sport there, let me know what you think of yours and what your experience has been. I'm interested, you know, I mean, it could change my mind actually, probably about, you never know, it could change my mind about owning another one, because I saw a red one I thought was really, really cool. So this is Selenite, and what's neat about this is that it doesn't ever need clearing. It's self-clearing. You have to be careful with selenite. You don't want to get it wet or it'll eat away at it and everything. But this is just 4 different specimens of the same crystal, and we'll read about it. This is, you know, cut in like a pyramid shape, which I guess they say that energy then can evenly go out from it, which I think is really interesting. I have kept other crystals beside it to kind of help with that. And let's see what this book says. This is Crystals by Jenny Harding. And here we are. I love this book. I just purchased it not that long ago, and it's my go-to book all of a sudden. So, let's see here. Let's start with the physical emotional uses. Selenite is a conductor of energy, and its cleansing effects can be strongly felt on the system. It allows a flow of high-frequency energy to permeate all the chakra centers, aligning them with spiritual purpose. Resonates powerfully with the crown chakra, enabling enhanced awareness of enlightenment. I just think that's so neat. I mean, here you have one of the more, I don't like to use the word, but boring. You know, it's not really the same as some of the really colorful crystals. It's quite mundane in a way, but it has a lot of good power to it, apparently. So, let's see. Healing effects. Place a selenite blade, I don't have one of those, I don't think, over the crown of the head to open the crown chakra. If you are not experienced in crystal healing, only do this for a few moments. Ground the body by placing smoky quartz between the feet. Okay, so, yeah, this is a little bit redundant over here, but it is interesting. It says that, that the selenite acts like a conductor of energy and can be felt acting on the body like a rushing wave, clearing away physical and emotional toxins and negative mental patterns. All I know is that, oh, that's what the blade looks like? I think that's what this is because it doesn't have any point. All I know is I wanted a round bead, so I have quite a bit of it. I have some more of these smaller pieces, and I have a long piece that I set my other crystals on to clear them. But one of my friends has a bowl made out of selenite. It's so neat. It's like it's a bowl with 3 legs or something, and she puts crystals in it, and it will clear the crystals, and they're just beautiful displayed in there. So I haven't seen one. I don't know where she got it, but it was really stunning when I went to her crystal class. So I guess that's it for today. Hope you're having a great pen weekend. I'm waiting for some mail. You know what it's like when it says out for delivery, and then you're waiting. You're waiting for your box to be delivered. It's actually a surprise package, but the person had given me the tracking, and I don't know what's in it even. But it's surprise pen pal mail. Let's put it that way. So I'm waiting, and hope you're having a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Let me know what you think about the Kaweco Sport. Hopefully mine was just a really weird, isolated, seldom happens kind of experience, and maybe, you know, I can be shown that I could trust it again. I don't particularly like fine nibs, though, so I'd be probably even going for a broad nib, which I can't imagine if I had problems with that, how long that would take. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.